A mysterious plague hits a peaceful village, leaving every family affected, except one. The untouched family holds a secret that has protected them for generations, but when the villagers discover the truth, it chills them to the bone. Why were they spared? And at what cost? Stay with us to find out the haunting truth. Long ago, in a quiet village surrounded by dense forest, people lived simple lives. They grew crops, shared meals, and looked out for one another. But one year, an unexplainable illness crept in. It began with a strange fever that spread quickly, leaving the villagers weak and afraid. Remedies failed, and nothing seemed to help. But as fear took hold of every household, whispers grew about one family who remained untouched. They were healthy, strong, and untouched by the sickness affecting everyone else. The villagers were curious, but soon, curiosity turned to suspicion. Why was this family spared? And could their immunity be hiding something darker? Desperate for answers, the villagers sought help from their elders, healers, even travelers passing through. But as the sickness spread, people began turning their gaze toward the family who seemed immune. Some villagers wondered if this family held a secret power. Others feared they were the cause of the plague itself. Murmurs and distrust filled the air, and the untouched family soon became isolated by fearful neighbors. With tensions rising, one elder finally spoke up. She gathered everyone together and told a story that had almost been forgotten, a story about an old tradition, long abandoned by most but preserved by one family. It was a ritual that kept their bond with the land strong, shielding them from harm. But the protection came with a cost. The villagers listened closely as the elder revealed the family's ritual. They had followed an ancient custom through generations, using herbs, prayers, and offerings to honor the spirits of the land. This practice strengthened a protective bond, one that flowed through their family like a hidden blessing. But it wasn't just about the ritual. The protection wasn't free. The family had been making quiet sacrifices for years, personal sacrifices that others never saw. They gave up dreams, comforts, and even family members who wished to live, all to keep their bond with the land intact. As the elder spoke, the villagers began to understand. This family wasn't just lucky, they had been quietly paying a price that no one else was willing to bear. For generations, this family had made these silent sacrifices to protect the village. Theirs was a duty passed down, a duty no one else had taken on. To keep the village safe, they had given up their own desires, their own chances for a different life. And as the villagers realized this, a heavy silence filled the air. Now that the truth was out, the village faced a choice. Would they continue to rely on this one family's sacrifice? Or would they take on the responsibility themselves, sharing in the cost to protect their home? In the end, the villagers agreed to share the burden. They understood that true protection isn't something to take for granted, it's something to care for, to pass down, and to protect together. And from that day on, they all took part in the ritual, ensuring that no single family would carry the weight alone again. Stories like this remind us that sometimes, strength comes not from one person but from the sacrifices we are all willing to make. If this story resonated with you, and you want more tales that reveal the hidden courage and wisdom of our ancestors, make sure to stay connected with us. You won't want to miss the next story that just might make you see things in a new light.